What's up, world? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, after an illustrious pull-up session at the local YMCA. And periodically, I feel the need to put my little 2 cents on cover on current events. Everybody's do it, why not? Plus, I try to see things from a free-thinking perspective. The whole straightway ministries and whatever they got going on over there. And I don't know if it's true or not. However, I'll say this, though, regardless of whatever your particular belief, it's just too much smoke for it not to be no fire. You know what I'm saying? Like when people, excuse me, when people make allegations that are fruitless, there's no evidence. You know what I'm saying? They just might come up with these well-crafted stories, but they can't produce any evidence. In this respect, it's just again too much uh, evidence to the contrary. There's too much smoke for it not to be no fire. Whether it's the Rufus situation, and all of it's hitting at the same time. The Rufus situation, the child missing, information coming up, excuse me, information coming out about how it's ran and how grown men are giving their whole paychecks to another man and people's wives getting taken. And trust and believe myself as well, nothing's perfect, nothing's ideal. We're all fallible here. My question being in, let's say, recovery environments where the actual empathy isn't there. It's there in lip service, but in actuality, application, you see it to the contrary. You'll see your skill set being harvested. You'll see this double speak of, the greater good, and you serving in that. However, whenever you have an issue or a problem, nobody can solve it, or, to put you on the back burner, whatever the case may be. But here's what I really wanted to get into. Here in Babylon, I don't know if it's because of the spirit that resides here, because of slavery or whatever, but I'm noticing something. Whether it's these nonprofit organizations, these religious institutions, corporations, they all are ran the same way. Maybe depending on who's running it, whatever, maybe with a little different seasoning. However, they're all ran under the spirit of a plantation construct. Typically, the people at the top, however they got there, they don't really do any of the work. Essentially, what they do is man the controls or hire someone to monitor the machine, quote unquote. But all the money gets siphoned up to them. The people who do the actual work, the people who might be most skilled, either one or two things happens. You'll only go up but so far because you have your own free thinking ideas, or you'll only go up but so far out of fear that if you're nothing like them, you'll become, like, you'll pose certain questions or certain solutions that they don't want solved. The status quo is a hell of a drug. And that's just what I'm saying. And then, amongst, let's say, the masses at the bottom, let's say the workers, the same way in corporate America, we'll have a competition, for, let's say, a mid-management position, which for me and my personality is purgatory. Middle management sucks. So you'll have a bunch of people who are now fighting and scrapping, undermining, the various workplace tactics that go on for a slight raise and more responsibility. But here's my thing, a title in someone else's organization. Me, myself, I am trying my damnedest to build my own where I'm the king. Like, say I'm in charge, and I know absolute power corrupts, and that could fall on me as well. But I actually care. I was talking to a partner of mine, like, in any of these organizations, if you break off from them, like, it's not like, okay, you go and live your dream. Man, shoot, bro, man, you need him right here. You know what I'm saying? Typically, when that happens, they sever ties and act like they don't know you. Same with the roofing situation. Regardless of what happened, I've got different, stories or whatever the case may be. But I more so lean towards him um, from the limited information I've gotten because of the response towards him from his former colleagues. He was with the man for 15 years. He couldn't have been that bad. And then let's say if he, did X, whatever they're claiming he did, I would assume you make da da da, and then you move on and seek to continue to conduct business if his statements were baseless. However, with all they got going on, they'll still make derogatory statements about the manhood and his character after the situation over with. But again, when he left with nothing, from what I understand. Again, as long as you're, a good little slave, you have free reign of all this that you don't have to pay for. But we're paying for it with your blood, sweat, and labor. But if you decide to leave for whatever the reason, you don't own any of this, and we can't have you breaking ranks. So even if you wanted to leave, we'll make it hard for you to leave because you have no resources to leave with. I've been in those situations in treatment, in church. It's a plantation construct. And then though, let's say even if you leave it's never under good terms or, oh, we had a difference of opinion. We decided to part ways, it's all good. They always wish death on you, or they pray you don't make it, or, you know what I'm saying? So that lets me know you really didn't care nothing about me in the first place. As they say, real situations reveal what people really, where they're really at with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been on this move. Like, I, of course, want to, be around like-minded brothers and all, but I'm not having no other man authority over me. I'm not working no 40 hours for whoever and then giving you the whole paycheck for you to turn around, which has come out about Straightway. And then I got a family to take care of. Granted, you're providing everything, food-wise, housing, whatever. But I only get $50 a month. You know what I'm saying? To take care of my, or whatever. But I do all this work for y'all. No. How about I just put the work in, me or whoever I run with or whatever the case may be, and then I can buy all that my stuff myself and don't have to ask another man. Like, there's this spirit of dominance and preeminence over others when I had no desire to do that. Like, let's say hypothetically, like a brother came to me and he was kind of getting tutelage or whatever the case may be. If at some point you're free to fly, my brother, fly. But you not bound to me all your life. If you, decide to branch off and do whatever you call to do or whatever, that's the whole point, ain't it? I'm not holding nobody back. You know how they say those who have been abused are more prone to abuse themselves? That don't fit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been betrayed more times than I remember. But I'm not out here looking, in the forefront or in the back of my mind to find somebody to get over on. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's the exact opposite. Like, I'm constantly checking myself to make sure I'm not intentionally or unintentionally getting over. I'm fair. How my man said, I'm a fair game guy. You know what I'm saying? And I got bad conscience, and I like being able to go sleep at night. Even like what I got going on now. Hey, you tried this, try that, don't work seemingly right now. But hey, I was out in the battle and I gave them all, baby. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of latches to your character. Not on no superficiality, but because your brain has a record of it, of enduring, of playing the game straight up, of treating folk right, setting healthy boundaries so people don't treat you wrong. You see what I'm saying? But I can't wait for this whole plantation construct to just be obliterated. You know what I'm saying? Because it's built on the backs of the quote-unquote slaves. No different than the church. The church is built on the backs of the parishioners. Let's say the mainstream church. But let's say Miss Gertrude has a situation. Instead of the church coming together to help Miss Gertrude, who's been tithing 40 years, they'll tell her, go to the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, they make songs about, ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love on the other side of town. I'ma holler at y'all, man. Woo!